Hello, Annie. Oh Lord,
Hi, how are you?
I'm very fun. So it's one of my wish list interview to interview you actually because
Oh,
I
no
really love
way.
yes because I really love your work since Strange Mercy. It's really blows my mind until now.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes,
That's
yes,
so
yes,
nice.
yes.
Hey.
Let's start this interview, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, so let's straight to the point. I will ask you about your first single. First single. It's called "Broken Man" because it's very interesting for me as a person that following your work because it kind of shocked me because this song is more brash than your previous works. Can you explain more the details about this single first?
Yeah, I mean, Broken Man, I, this record, unlike records past, I'm not really dealing with the idea of like persona or character. Every single song on the record is just very lived in. It's my experience. It's the way that I feel sometimes. It might not be the way I feel all the time, but it's certainly something that I can tune into and that really resonates. So, Broken Man kind of deals with that level of just sort of grieving and brokenness and fragility and menace and violence. Um, So yeah, and I knew it had to be the first single on the record, um, because I wanted people to know
Mm,
from the first song that like we're not messing around. Let's go. Life is short. Let's
mm.
go.
Okay. And there's a unique part in this song where there's a drum beat that sounds at the beginning of the song that disappears and then reappears later on. Can you tell us about that part specifically? Because I think it makes these songs felt like you. Because you said that you didn't want to play a character, but when the drums start, I think like oh my god, it's like Saint Vincent's signature sound in my opinion.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, there are a couple drum fills. The first one is bra brum
Yes,
brum.
yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And that's just something that I
Mm.
at first programmed on a drum machine, and then I
Okay.
had Mark Juliana play it.
Mm.
And then there's another drum fill that goes ba da 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 do da 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 da.
Dak dak dak.
Yeah, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And that was something that I was jamming with Mark Juliana, who's,
Oh.
one of two of the drummers on Broken Man,
Mm,
and he played that fill,
mm,
just kind of jamming, and I was like, "Oh my God,
mm.
I don't know what time signature that is. I don't know what that is, but I know it's cool." So then I basically had him re-record that
Mm,
very cool,
mm.
match his improvised craziness,
Uh,
and yeah, and turn it into the song. So I mean, that's all music is really, is like codifying something that was
mm.
improvised in a way.
Okay. So, one of the interesting tracks that I heard on this album, it's called "So Many Planets" because you play with reggae tune and
I
all board
do.
screaming with dub music. Why? Why? It's very different from your past, and I noticed that.
Because I love dub. I love ska. I love Lee Scratch
Mm.
Perry. I love
Really?
yes, I love King Tubby. I mean, I love
Damn.
reggaeton. I
Mm,
mean, yeah, I love like Nigerian pop. I love music.
uh,
So, um, to me, I really fell in love with
mm,
uh the specials,
mm.
and
Oh
that kind of
wow.
second wave ska, and I thought, okay, well,
Yeah. Wow.
what would happen if I
Mm,
did dub and
mm,
ska? What would happen if I sort of did it wrong?
mm.
Um, and that's why you have so many planets, which I think it makes sense with the lyric, which is like
Mm.
Hey, I gotta try a lot of things before I
Okay.
find, you have to go out to outer space to know what home is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what's the response from Kat Lebong when she heard about the dub music that made by you?
Well, it's funny. We worked on another version of that song that
Mm,
was a little more straight.
mm,
And she said to me honestly, she said
yeah.
like, at first I really doubted this. But then but then like
Mm,
I totally see it. I
mm.
see it. And I think also it's really helped by, Josh Freese is playing drums, and
Okay.
he's one of the great, modern rock drummers, but
Mm,
what he also just is somebody who can genuinely, I mean, he's
mm,
such a great drummer, and I think it was a fun
mm,
challenge for
mm,
both of us to like
mm,
ask him
mm.
to do something that he's not usually asked to do, which is like,
Oh.
hey, play
Yeah.
play dub wrong. Like play
Oh.
dub like you don't know it. Like do
Mm.
what happens if we do this? And
Okay,
he was,
okay.
he was down for it. He was down for the cause. So
Mm.
you we and I love his performance on that. I think it's gorgeous.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, so we talk about the bigger picture now, the album All Born Screaming, because you said that this album is pure of chaotic, pure of something's wrong with this world, I think, when I heard it, like I think, and this is like very personal to you, but I think like this album is like, it's like two contradiction things. It's like felt more personal, but felt more aggressive and abrasive than your previous album. Like, why?
I mean, music just tells you where it wants to go, and if
Mm,
you're honest with yourself and
mm,
honest
mm,
with the process, then you
mm,
just follow it.
mm,
So I mean, I was, life life brings you to your knees
mm.
sometimes, and the way
Yes.
that I've always dealt with
Mm.
my life is that I go
Mm.
and I have a place to write about it and figure it out, and I
Oh,
get to do that in music. So
wow.
this was no different. But it was very, because of dealing with life and death and all these things, it's like you go, yeah,
Mm,
we don't have time to mess around. This record
mm.
just has to be about life and death. And if you're
Oh,
alive, like,
wow.
you gotta live it, You gotta live
Mhm.
it because it's so short. It's so incredibly short.
I think like it's part of you like accepting your life as what it is on this album.
Yeah, sure, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Mm. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I think like the last time you produced your own album was on your first and second album. Now you are back to producing your own album by yourself. So, what was the biggest reason and challenges that made you decide, oh, it's time for me to produce my own album right now in after a long
Well,
time?
I mean, I've co-produced all my albums in
Mm,
the meantime, and
mm,
I've been recording myself
mm,
since I was 14,
mm.
so it's very natural for me to
Okay.
do that. But I really built a studio, a real studio,
Real?
and yeah, and with the help of my engineer, Kian Reardon, who,
Okay, okay,
engineered a lot of this record and mixed it,
okay.
and so I built a real studio, and I built a real place where I could work and explore. I built, a
Mm,
sonic playground, and then I just set to work on finding my sound as a producer. And I have a voice as a guitar player, a voice as
mm.
a
Yes,
singer or a writer, but
yes.
having
Mm,
a voice as a producer is
mm.
another challenge, and I always love a challenge. So
Okay, 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 okay. So, this is I've been following your work since your album Strange Mercy, and I was surprised that after that album you were able to penetrate the mainstream market and escape the stereotypeness of indie rock scene. Because I think like after the Strange Mercy, I think like everything changed. like what do you think made you want to enter the mainstream music to attract more listeners? Because I think like the indie rock scene, I think like it's kind of like quote unquote it's like gatekeeping, I think, and you are go through the mainstream market.
Well, you know what? I have no idea. I think just
Really?
sometimes, yeah, I do. I think sometimes the mainstream kind of comes to you because I was doing my thing. You know what I mean?
Really?
I was just doing my thing, and then the
Mm,
mainstream was like, "Oh, we like you now," and I was like, "Okay, I
mm,
guess. Fine, that's cool." I mean, um, so you never can really plan for
mm,
that, and that's a very the mainstream is a sort of
mm,
it's a fickle partner
mm,
too. It's not like,
mm.
you know, it's not like once they love you forever. So but I
Yes,
do
yes.
feel like yeah, but
Mm,
I do feel like
mm.
listen, my music has hooks, it has groove, it
Yes.
has
Yeah.
it has a lot of like it's not just,
Mm,
it's not whatever the stereotype of
mm.
like an indie sound. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, I was on independent labels, sure,
Mm,
and I'm to this day incredibly
mm.
DIY on
Indeed.
everything, but
Mm,
that's just because I'm an artist and I
mm,
and I know what I want
mm,
and I want to make
mm,
things and
mm.
that's the thing about it's just like creators are going to create no matter, no
Yes.
matter what the circumstances are.
Yeah.
So I think like I I never I was always just trying to make music that I
Mm,
loved
mm,
that I thought was cool and that
mm,
moved me.
mm.
And then, the mainstream started paying attention and,
Yes. Mm,
but you can't count on them always paying attention, but they
mm,
they did.
mm.
They did, but I certainly didn't do anything to like try to get them to pay attention. It just sort of
Oh my God.
happened.
Oh my God, that's really interesting because I think when I heard Strange Mercy, I think it's like, oh my God, this is so pop-ish, but also kind of like indie rock-ish, I think. And that's very, very, oh my God. And your self-titled album on the next, I think like it's like the peak of everything, I think. You blendly smart pop with the indie rock with the some sort of great balance, in my opinion.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, okay. Oh, so one of the shocking moment on your career, on my opinion, is when you are collaborating with Dua Lipa on Grammy, because I think like that performance is so gorgeous. I
Oh,
literally
thanks.
repeat it all day. Your
Oh,
mashup,
thank
mass
you.
seduction with Dua Lipa songs is very, very great, and I think like it's out of the planet. I think it's.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, that's funny. I just texted her today because she was great on SNL on Saturday Night Live
Yes,
here,
yes,
and
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Mm,
yeah, how that Grammy thing came about was
mm,
that, the
mm,
Grammys said we're thinking of like
mm.
what would you think about doing something with Dua Lipa? And I was like, yeah, she's awesome. And
Yes.
and and they said, well, yeah, but what would you do? And so I
Mm,
went into my studio and I took Mass Seduction, I took One
yes.
Kiss, and I
Yes.
thought, I mean, these are like they're in the same key already. All we have to
Yeah.
do is kind of put them together. And then Dua and I, for whatever reason, kind of had the
Mm.
same haircut at the time. So it was
Yes.
like, cool, let's just do something really simple. It's not, 7,000 dancers and pyrotechnics. It's like, what if we just sing and play and like have an interplay between us that's like, I don't know, sexy twins or something. I don't know. And then
Oh my God.
yeah, wild.
It's very, very well to me because I think like I'm following your work from like just before Strange Mercy, and you are now singing in Grammy with Dua Lipa. I think like what? That is
I
very.
know. It's why it was as trust me, it was as wild to me as as it is to you.
Mm,
But I mean, she's a great girl and like,
mm,
so talented and I'm
mm,
super happy for her
mm.
success and it's just it's I guess one of my
Mm.
many like kind of intersections with big, big pop stars, I guess. And
Yes,
I'm like,
yes,
oh,
yes, yes, yes.
yeah, I'm sort of like the Forrest Gump of like,
Mm,
I guess pop
mm,
stars,
mm.
you know.
Yes, yes, yes. So, but in my opinion, because this is very, very unique, because you are have a credible name in the in indie scene, and you are the songwriter of Taylor Swift Cruel Summer. So, how does it feel to have the sensational pop hit?
That it's so wild. I mean, I had no idea and no
Mm,
concept. I just think it's like
mm,
it's such
mm,
an amazing testament to her fan base
mm,
because they were like they
mm,
took a song that was
mm.
from many records ago
Yes.
that wasn't even a single on that
Mm-mm,
record,
mm-mm,
and they just said like, "No, this song's a hit."
mm-mm.
And then they just went and they marched it up the charts and they made it
Okay.
an international, global hit. And I'm just
Mm,
like,
mm.
wow, I've never seen anything like it.
Okay, 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 okay. Oh, okay. So, Annie, this is my very, very last question. Last question on this session of this interview. So, if you had a time machine and could go back in time, which time would you choose and why? This is the last question.
Well,
Mm.
I would probably, as a woman,
Mm?
I would probably not want to go back further than like 30 or 40 years.
Oh, I know why. I know why. I know why. It's the same in Indonesia. It's the same in Indonesia.
Yeah, we can't, as women, we can't go back that far and have and expect to have much of a life. If we wouldn't be talking 60 years ago in
Indeed.
America. No, we would, or maybe
Mm,
70 years ago, we wouldn't be talking because I would
mm.
be, having my 14th child and in a kitchen somewhere.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that
Mm,
progress seems
mm,
like
mm, mm.
sometimes it moves at a very glacial pace, but also
Indeed.
there's never been a better time to
Mm,
be, you know,
yes.
a
To be
woman.
right now, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so Annie, it's sad to see this interview ends up because oh my god, I really really love your work and I really really didn't expect this is gonna be a fun interview on my life. Oh, thanks
Oh
God.
no. Oh,
Oh, thanks
good. You didn't wait.
God.
You didn't think it was gonna be fun?
I think like it's gonna be serious because I think like your interview with the past media, I think like it gives a serious tone answer.
Oh, nah. Nah. Life's too short. Let's have some fun.
So, Annie, thank you very much. I've been following you until 10 years, and the time is now. So, Annie, thank you very much. Good luck with your music career. Good luck with All Born Screaming. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was so lovely to talk to you. I hope you have a great day.
I hope you have a great day too. Okay, I'm Luthfi from Creativedisc from Indonesia. Thank you, Annie. Bye bye.
Bye.